A fellow that I met recently at the woodworking shows contacted me with a question about making a box joint fairly quickly and accurately. Here's how I'd go about it. First, I'm just going to draw the two parts that get joined with a box joint, typing in the lengths and the widths that I want. We'll zoom in so we can get a better view of all that. Use the push-pull tool to give it its thickness, and again I'm just typing in the thickness that I want. Triple click and we'll make it a component called side. Now we'll put in the mating piece here. Make sure it's the same height. Look for those prompts that tell me when I've gotten to the right spot. There we go, there's our second side, and we'll push in again 7/16. That's what I type, and we'll make this a component as well. Call it end. Now, one of the ways to use SketchUp to good advantage, make sure that you can draw models quickly and accurately, is to draw things once and make as many copies as you need. That's what we'll do here. I'm going to come up 1/4 of an inch for one guideline. Let's try that again, get the right dimension here. And another guideline up 1/4 from the first, like so, and one more guideline from the top, again down 1/4 of an inch. Now this area here, we're going to use the line tool to trace over these guidelines. This is the one box joint segment. This is one part that would get cut away at the table saw if you were doing this for real. And that's the only one I need to create. I'm just going to make copies. So I'll take the select tool, draw a left to right box around that, highlight it, grab the move copy tool and get right at that upper corner. Again, I look for those prompts from SketchUp to tell me I'm at the right spot. I'm on a Mac, so I'll hold down Option and move this copy all the way up till that corner touches those two guidelines like so. Again, I get a prompt. I'll click to set that, and then I'll type /14, and that gives me 14 identical copies, one right next to the other. And now all I have to do is take my push-pull tool and push away the waste. Type the first one, 7/16 is the depth here. Then I just have to go every other space and double click. It can be hard to lose track. We just made a mistake there. That's better. And the last one here. Now, remember I said that you only need to draw something once and then make as many copies as you need. That applies not only to one segment of this joint, but to 1/2 of the joint. So I'm going to use the geometry I just created to make the box joints in this side piece to create the mating parts in the end piece. I'm just going to take my select tool, draw a left to right box around everything I just drew. That highlights it, as you can see. I'm going to go to the Edit tab and go to Copy. Now I'm going to click away from the side piece to close it. I'll double click on the end piece, and I'll go back to the Edit tab and go to Paste in Place. Very handy little feature. That puts all that geometry right back where we left it. And now in order to create the correct box joint, all I have to do again is double click every other one. See if I can keep it straight this time. That last one like so. The person who contacted me wants to leave the top of the joint here on the side piece a little fat because he wants to do some mitering. So let's just hide our side piece. There you can see the joints on the end piece. Let's go back and open that up. Get rid of some stray lines here. And we'll bring back the side piece. There we go. To do the mitering, we'll start there. Just orbit so I can see the top. I've got this end piece open, and I'm just going to trace the diagonal here that makes the miter, and take the push-pull tool and get rid of the waste, push down. I'm going to type 1/4 inch because that's how much waste we have. And then I'll double click on the side piece, trace over that line like so, and push down another 1/4 inch. And there we have our finished mitered box joint. Let's just move this out of the way a little bit. And as you can see, everything lines up nice and tight. All my joints are absolutely identical because they're all copies of that original. Get a full box joint. All you had to do was draw one little segment down here. You can complete the joint on all 4 corners simply by copying this geometry, moving it to the opposite end of a component, flipping it along the right axis, and then deleting all the waste. I hope that helps.